I'm going to be showing y'all how to turn on a 1948 International Farmall Cub. Here it is. I just got to hook up the battery over here. These things are wired so that positive is ground rather than negative being ground on your typical modern 12-volt electrical system. Ignore the part where I've got the wheel off. That tire, the rubber's got to be replaced. Anyways, look how nasty, mean looking these motor blades are. Pretty crazy, huh? Oh man, okay. Alright, so I'm gonna need both hands for this, so give me just a second. Oh, by the way, we've got 3 pedals here. These are both brake. Left brake for the left rear wheel, right brake for the right rear wheel. And of course we got this metal bar right here that will, well, right now it's rusted solid, so I can't actually rotate it, but usually that would be so that you could be able to go out in the field and it would help you with turning. So if you wanted to go right, you'd smash in your right brake. If you wanted to go left, you'd smash in your left brake, and that'd just help it make it a lot easier to turn. And then of course our third pedal here is the clutch. So I won't need to touch the clutch for this whole process, but anyway. So this switch down here, this is our kill switch, which if I pull it out, then that means that we're running. This dial right here is for turning on and off the headlights, and also this rear light that's back here, that guy there. Oh, this is our 3-speed and reverse gear shifter. And this doohickey right here, this little stick, is for engaging and disengaging the clutch for this pulley wheel. Anyway, since we've got our kill switch pulled out, that means we've got electrical current flowing through here. And this guy right here is, believe it or not, the throttle. It is a lever actuated throttle, and I'm going to set it to, I'd say, about the 4th notch here on this notch thing here. Alrighty, I'm gonna get it started up now. So we're gonna want to pull out the choke, and this right here is our starter lever. So I'm gonna actually let go of my phone because I'm gonna need to use both of these pull pieces at the same time for this. Alright, I'm trying. There we go, we got it running now. So this is what it's like behind the wheel of your good old 1948 International Farmall. I gotta let this thing warm up a bit before I can, well, if I had another wheel there, I would be driving around, but I don't right now. So I'm gonna let it run just to warm up the engine a little bit. We're going to put it up to, I'd say, about the 6th notch for a second, and then back down to the 5th. As you can see here, we've got our amperes meter, and it is charged using a generator. So it actually charges, the electricity flows in bursts rather than at a continuous rate. And that is how we get this thing started. And of course, if I've got this thing in the middle slide here, then it's in neutral. But if I wanted to put it into reverse, I'd push this guy forwards after, of course, engaging the clutch, which this thing has a dry clutch, so there should be no fluid in that clutch box. And if I wanted to go into, let's say, 1st gear, I'd shift it down this way to my left and back. 2nd gear, I'd shift it right and up. 3rd gear would be back and right. And that's basically the gist of how this thing works. And you know what, while I'm out here on the tractor, we're letting it run, I'll give you a little tour of what's going on around here. This right here is, of course, our exhaust and throttle, carburetor, all that stuff right here. This is our oil check stick and what have you. Fuel line, which on these guys back in the 40s, they did not have cellulose fuel filters. So this thing back here is what is called a sediment bowl, which is basically your fuel comes gravity fed from the fuel tank down into the sediment bowl, and any crap like dirt or what have you that just happens to be in the fuel theoretically will get caught inside of that sediment bowl before it can even enter the engine, which of course you kind of want that to be. This fellow right here, this is our our air intake. And what's nice about these is, again, because in the 1940s they didn't have cellulose air filters, they had what's called an oil bath, which would have basically you fill it up about to where this line would be, it's about full of oil, and the air just gets pulled through that oil, and the oil actually collects all the mud and gunk and stuff that might be blowing around while the thing is running. So. And this right here is our steering system. It basically got a gearbox in here, and that just pushes this rod, these rods right here, back and forth as you turn the wheel. I do got to work on it a little bit. It is kind of doing some leakage things going on. This guy right here is a factory starter, and basically whenever we're pulling on this guy right here, which is a starter lever, it's pulling on a wire that runs through here, and it pulls on this guy, which forces that button into the starter. And this guy right here is the distributor. I believe that this is either a water pump or a generator. That I'm not really sure of yet. I haven't really dug in that far into the process here. But in there we got our pulley with the fan. Whee! Let me see here. What else do we got? Oh yeah, well I should probably come back onto this side. This is what is operating our throttle. It connects into the throttle back here on the back side of our carburetor. That is what makes this thing run. This thing does drive. I just have, of course, obviously I've got that tire that's not on here, so I'm not going to drive it around right now. Anyways, I think that's about it. I'm gonna kind of do a little 360 around it. This is our work light, premium seat suspension right there, because the rest of the tractor doesn't have it. And this is the original factory carburetor. I had to take that one off. It was kind of gummed up, and I haven't gotten a chance to go in and clean it yet. So the new carburetor, the one that's in it right now, is from China. So it was like a $25 fix for that one. I'm probably going to swap it out eventually. But there you have it. That's the tractor.